Hello everybody, yes, how are we all doing? It is the Fredders93 here and welcome back to another edition with Football with Fredders, the weekly football chat and discussion show here on the channel. Now you've probably guessed it from the title and the thumbnail, but we're taking a look at the football across the pond. That's right, we are looking at American football again this week because we have a small issue of a pretty big game coming up this Sunday night / Monday morning, and that is the Super Bowl that we've got between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So what do we know about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team? Well, what more do you need to say apart from the fact that they have got the legend at quarterback, that is Mr. Tom Brady. Now, of course, what do we know about Tom Brady? Well, from his performances this season, he has completed over 4,500 yards of passing this season, with a 65.7% pass completion rate, and which accounts to about 7.6 yards gained per pass attempt. He has also thrown for 40 touchdowns and had 12 interceptions thrown throughout this season. This is, of course, his first season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers since his move from the New England Patriots, which is, of course, he is the more well known for. So what do we also know about Tom Brady's Super Bowl past? Well, this will be his 10th Super Bowl. He has won previously 6 out of the last 9 he's participated. All of these previous games, of course, coming with the New England Patriots. So they've beaten in that time the Rams twice, the Panthers, the Eagles, the Seahawks, and of course the Atlanta Falcons. So he's somebody who's really sort of been there and done that, got the t-shirt so many times and all that. He is becoming the 4th quarterback to start Super Bowls for both teams, and he also owns the Super Bowl records for the amount of rings, passing yards, pass attempts, touchdown passes, and completions. So the Kansas City Chiefs defense may need to really do their homework with Tom Brady, in particular his past Super Bowls, if they're going to need to figure out how to stop him. However, with that being said, the Kansas City Chiefs have got their own big threat in quarterback, of course, and we are talking about the cover star of Madden 20, Patrick Mahomes. Let's see, how has he done this season? Well, he has a pass completion rate of 66.3% this season, which is just marginally better than Tom Brady's. And with that also comes a slight advantage in terms of yards gained by passing this season. He has thrown just shy of 4,750 yards, with a yards gained per attempt rate of 8.1, thrown for 38 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. So compared to Tom Brady, more yards per pass attempt, he's only thrown for a couple of touchdowns less, but he has also had his throws intercepted half the amount of times as well. And what do we know about Patrick Mahomes' past in the Super Bowl? Well, you just need to take a look at last year's Super Bowl, of course, when the Chiefs came up against the 49ers, and the performance that they had there pretty much explains itself. He threw for 286 yards, including 2 touchdown passes and 2 intercepted passes. Now, so head to head, they're quite similar in terms of quarterbacks. You've got one of, if not the all-time greats in Tom Brady, against sort of like the up-and-coming star hoping to get 2 wins on the bounce in the Super Bowl. In terms of how I'm going to predict this, obviously it would have been much nicer to have seen the Rams be in the Super Bowl. As a Rams fan, of course, I would say that. However, props for both Kansas City Chiefs and Tampa Bay Buccaneers for getting to the Super Bowl. They've had some really tough opponents, and particularly in the playoffs. I think, personally, I'm going to go for Tampa Bay Buccaneers to edge this, purely because although Mahomes has the better passing stats and he's about younger than Brady, so he's got the energy to sort of like potentially outlast Brady in terms of like being able to recover from quicker plays a bit quicker. We don't know how much Brady may not have slowed down in the years since his last Super Bowl appearance. That just remains to be seen. I'm not going to give a points score because that's really trying to be brave here, and even as a Rams fan, I'm still learning a little bit more about the NFL, so it would be absolutely stupid for me to try and pull a prediction off at this point specifically. But I am going for the Buccaneers to win, purely based from Tom Brady's experience in the Super Bowl. He's probably more mentally prepared for the challenge that the Super Bowl brings. In other news in the NFL, there's been a big trade going on between the Detroit Lions and the Los Angeles Rams. That is indeed right. We have got a huge trade-off going on between the Detroit Lions and the Los Angeles Rams. Basically, the Detroit Lions are exchanging their quarterback, Matt Stafford, to the Rams in exchange for Jared Goff, 2 future first-round draft picks, and a third-round draft pick in years to come. Speaking as a Rams fan, while it's disappointing to see Goff go, particularly as he's featured on my jersey, last season he's had a very up and down season. I must be honest, watching the Rams games, he was getting sacked way too many times in the games, but that was purely down to the fact he just held on to the ball for far too long before trying to throw off any passes. Fingers crossed Stafford can bring a little something different to the Rams. According to somebody who I know who supports the Lions, he apparently does. But I'm going to just touch on European football briefly here. We've had the January transfer window been and gone. Not a lot has happened in that transfer window in terms of like major deals. We've had like the loan deals, the Liverpool deal for Ben Davies and things like that. There's talk of like what's potentially led to that. Like, has it been the current situation we still find ourselves in? Has it been a certain B word that's dominated things in the UK as well? I think it's probably a combination of the two, because apparently with new legislation they have in place in terms of transfers from the Brexit deal, it's making certain players from certain nationalities a lot harder to try and get their moves into the Premier League. So the Premier League clubs are sort of like looking at teams within the UK to do their deals, just purely because it's a lot easier and a lot less strain for the FA on that front. And with the other thing that's going on in the world as well, that's going to have an impact on deals as well, because of like travel restrictions, quarantines, things like that. But yeah, we shouldn't worry too much. It's not like, because this is going to happen for a little while. I think all the while there's still all this stuff going on in the world, it is still going to happen, I think. But that's going to do it for this week on Football with Fredders. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Do leave the like, subscribe if you're new, follow the social media, comment your Super Bowl predictions, and we'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye bye for now.